This conference will now be recorded.
Are you ready, Sherry?
I'm ready.
All right, thanks everyone for attending. Tonight is the regular monthly meeting of the Clinton Inland Wetlands Commission, Tuesday, December 6th. The time is 7 o'clock. Sherry, would you mind calling roll?
Sure. Robert LaFrance. Edward Alberino.
Here.
Bertram Schmitz.
Here.
Michael Florio.
Here.
Tanya Abatello.
Here.
Ryan Tardisel. Scott Harley.
Here.
Kimberly Lombard.
Here.
Lawrence Edwards.
Okay. So can we seat Kim for, does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
No.
Okay.
Oh, Ryan just arrived,
Ryan's
Sherry.
here. Okay, so I can't seat him for Ryan.
Ryan's here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
I guess who's
Okay,
missing?
You're going to seat Kim for LaFrance?
Yeah, Rob. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and I can see we have a new person, Abby. Nice to meet you. I guess I don't think everybody knows Abby, right?
Yep. So for folks who were not on earlier, I'm Abby Pearsall. I'm the new town planner. So I hope to be a support system to folks and kind of fill in spaces where people need it. And yeah, as folks need us, you can find me in the office. And I know Kathy's been and Sherry have been doing great work with you. So we'll continue that trend and keep going.
So Abby's going to be a great resource to our commission. I'm sure she's going to make things move a lot smoother in the land use office. So thanks, Abby. Great to have you.
Yeah. Thank you.
So for tonight, first thing we got to do is appoint an acting secretary. We have a volunteer. You won't have to do anything.
Yeah, I'll volunteer, remember?
Okay, I appoint Tanya
Who is
as
that?
our acting secretary. Yep. All right, item agenda number 2, the minutes. So we need to make action on the November 1st, 2022 regular monthly meeting minutes. So if there's no alterations, I'll take a motion to approve those.
This is Bert. I'll move that we approve the November 1st, 2002 regular meeting minutes.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Who was that?
Eddie?
Eddie Alberto.
Eddie?
Any discussion? Okay, those voting in favor say aye.
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 Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay, motion carries.
Okay, excuse me. Eddie wasn't here last month.
Yeah, I went through the.
And Tanya wasn't here last month.
Yeah, I wasn't here either. Yeah.
You can still vote on the minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, so it's unanimous?
Yep. Okay, item number 3, any visitors? So is there any visitors on the call tonight that would like to be recognized?
I see one that I recognize, Mrs. Coughlin. Is she on? Christine?
No,
No, for community?
no, that's Kimberly Lombard, our new
Oh,
member.
Kimberly. Okay, because we'll get into the rest of it later under my report. I thought someone else was coming tonight too.
Is
So there's
she?
a
No
caller
visitors.
1. Would caller 1 wish to identify themselves?
I spoke to Larry Edwards today. He was supposed to be here. Is that him? Larry, you on board?
No, I guess
Call
Colin
might
the
Munday's
one,
got
Larry.
It might be Kimberly because she's using her phone and
That's
Kimberly, is
probably
that you?
yeah.
Kimberly, are you on the phone with us?
I am. Can you see me? I can see everyone. I can
Okay.
see myself.
Yep.
And I can hear, but
Yeah,
I
we're-
had to use my phone. My speakers don't seem to be working through the computer.
Yeah,
so
okay. We were
Colin-
just wondering who caller one was. All right, everyone's accounted for. Okay, moving on. No visitors. Number 4, new applications received after the filing of the agenda. I didn't see any new applications, but I did see a couple things that we need to add to our agenda.
Yes, but you might want to add them till after Baxter Lane.
Yep.
Baxter
Sure.
Road. Yeah.
So we'll save that.
Mr. Santiago and Mr. Mandel are here.
Yep, so let's get right to that. So item agenda number 5. So this is IWC 21-014V. We're talking first on the violation. This is 15 Baxter Road. It's a violation for placing wood chips in or within 100 feet of the wetlands without a permit. Violation was issued. The application for the permit for remediation is still pending. And the last we left it was that this was pending Connecticut deep action. I guess, Kathy, before we discuss the application, is there any change from last month to this? I did see
So
an
I've
email
sent-
from Deep.
Yeah, so I've sent the information that I've had as it's come in. But before I get into that, I think it might be best for Mr. Mandel to speak about the email he sent me today. So
Sure.
I'll let Mr. Mandel speak.
Oh, okay. I thought you could read it into as correspondence for today. That's fine. So I did write a letter to Kathy. I can read it. It's a couple of sentences. I'm writing this letter on behalf of the owner, Wilson Santiago. Please withdraw this application for regulated activity. We will be working with DEP to resolve the current cease and correct order. Thank you. So in short order, Mr. Santiago has agreed to remove the wood chips, we will work with DEP to resolve that and how it's done in the procedure. So at this point, I have not spoken with DEP directly, and I was hoping Kathy could liaison with us with DEP, and town staff would be involved in the removal.
Yes, I've been in communication with Stanley Gormley and with Eugene McGillis. But I think this, turn of events of what they've talked about with the wood chips is, going to be an important part of it.
Okay, so I guess do we need to make action to remove it? I guess no, the applicant withdraws, so we can just remove it right from our agenda, right?
They're going to withdraw the application, and then the violation will stay open until everything's been resolved. So we'll contact DEEP. I'll work with Mr. Mandel, and what I'll do is I'll just keep you all posted. I'll send you reports, and then I'll bring it back to the next meeting.
Okay. Any questions on that from the commission?
No.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Mr. Mandel. It was nice
Okay.
seeing you, and happy holidays.
Thank you very much.
So since the application's been withdrawn, we'll just skip over item agenda number 6 with the actual application. So moving right along this month. Okay, number 7, WERO report. So Kathy.
Okay, so I was quite busy with 15 Baxter and all of that's going on, and just to say, I think we'll probably be requesting another application for remediation once that goes in place. So that'll be kind of to be continued. The Carter Hill Road Bridge is going great. They've actually removed the trucks for the dewatering and sedimentation and everything. They don't need them anymore. They're hoping, if everything goes well, that they're going to be doing some paving on December 9th. And I have to say they've been terrific to work with and very responsive to the environmental concerns that I had. So that's that one. And the only other thing I wanted to bring into the meeting tonight was a brand new violation that really came into play late last week, and it's just been a daily, there's been more action going on. I had a complaint.
Is this the one you want to add to our?
Yes,
Oh,
we want to add that
first. Okay, then we'll add it to the agenda first. Sure.
Sure. Okay. Was that it for your report other than that violation?
Yeah.
Okay. So Kathy asked that we add this to our agenda. There's actually two things. I can read it if someone would say so moved, just so that I'm not making the motion, but if the motion.
Can I make a point of order, Mr. Chairman?
Sure, Eddie.
I just got a text message from Larry Edwards. He never received an invite, and he's trying to get on. So I want to forward over him unless Christy could send it to him. Lauren said,
Eddie, you know
he's
what?
trying
I'll email him.
Yeah, he's trying to get on. He just emailed me.
I'll email him. He sent me an email too. All right, but in the meantime, do you want to add it? And
yeah. So why don't we add these? So there's two items that we need to add to the agenda. Why don't we add them separately? So I'll read them out. So I move to add the agenda complaint number C-22-023, 0 Blaine Avenue. Brian Goodrich is the owner. It's an after-the-fact complaint of heavy construction equipment used in wetlands and a potential alteration of a water course. A violation was issued on December 2nd, 2022. So if we could add this to the agenda.
I'll second that. Bert.
Well, Bert, can you just say so moved so that you be the one to add it? Thank you.
So
do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Tanya seconds. Any discussion? Yep. Okay, those voting in favor of adding this to the agenda, say aye.
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 Okay, so now this is officially added to our agenda and we can discuss it.
okay, so, and I just emailed Larry, so hopefully he will be joining us. So what happened was I received a call from a property owner at 72 Old Nod Road about heavy equipment in the wetlands and some issues with beavers. So I went out to the property and I met with her, and she allowed me onto her property to take some photos. And then coincidentally, the adjacent property owner of Blaine, which is a trailer park complex, this gentleman, Brian Goodrich, owns the whole property there. He happened to be there. So he came over and talked to me, and a gentleman who's working for him named Justin Merriam. And what they were doing was they were trying to curtail some beaver activity. So they had a backhoe out there, and I saw that they were doing a lot, and Justin was in the water with waders, and I asked him what he was doing. He said he was trying to clear the culvert. And I told him he could use his hands to remove sticks and things, but he could not use heavy equipment in there. So we discussed this at length, and they explained that there was some beaver activity in there. And I came back the next day, I believe, and I asked Abby to go with me because the first time I went, I was met with a bit of hostility from the property owner, and I didn't feel comfortable going out there by myself. And he explained that there were beavers out there, and he was quite upset about it. And so I told him again, he could not do work within 100 feet of wetlands without permitting, no removal of materials, no deposition. But what he had done was they took a big metal gate and they put it in the culvert, and they also placed a fence that they had, like a chain link, a piece of chain link. So I told them that those had to be removed. But in the meantime, the neighbor was contacting me saying they're still doing work out there, even though you told them to stop. So I sent out two kind of urgent emails to some people I had gotten contacts from at the Kakiwik meeting about beaver deceivers and water leveling systems. And the property owner indicated he wasn't going to wait, and he called a trapper to come out. But the thing is, it's clear he was using heavy equipment in the wetlands. It appears there's alteration of the water course, and I need to get some information on that because the neighbor who complained said there was water back there. She saw ducks, she saw egrets, she saw, other animals. He's claiming it wasn't, and he's draining the pond. She said that that's not true. So I have to find out where the truth lies and what it should be returned to. The other thing is I've asked him to stop activity. I gave him a warning of violation, and I'm going to up the ante to a cease and desist letter of violation. And I'm going to need him to talk to us about possible restoration. And I did talk to him about the water leveling systems in the future, because apparently the trapper came and today they removed a number of deceased beavers. But I don't really know even how the beaver activity, there was a beaver dam at one quite away from the culvert. He said that they were building underneath it as well. So I'm trying to get more facts before I really know what to recommend. But I wanted to bring it to your attention to let you know that it's on my radar screen. I am, definitely involved. Sent out that letter. I'm going to be following it up, and I'll certainly keep you posted every step of the way.
Right. For the record, Robert LaFrance is now here.
Yep.
Same
And
with
Lawrence
Larry.
Edwards is too. Sherry. Lawrence Edwards is here.
Larry.
Good evening.
So when I have more information, I'll have the property owner come before you and get some direction as to how to proceed. But I want to have more facts for you before that. But it's certainly, if you have any input for me now, I'll be happy to take it.
I think what would be good, at least if something that we could see, is if you're ever out there, just to document the photos.
I have a whole bunch.
Just note like if there was damage to the wetlands, like if he was in it and now there's tracks, just document stuff like that.
So I tried to send out some things, but the file was too big. And so I had a Dropbox link. I don't know if any of you were able to open it, but I will get more information to you. And I said, this is kind of unfolding day by day. So I'll definitely be keeping you abreast of it and bringing it to you next month.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
Kathy, you said deceased beavers. Why were they deceased? Did they kill them?
In the traps, yeah. Now, again, I don't want to do hearsay without facts. The neighbor said she saw him throwing rocks at the beavers. There was a spear, but I do know they he said they hired a licensed trapper, and they had traps, and they euthanized.
But you said they removed the deceased beavers. So so he killed them all.
They euthanized them in the traps.
Okay.
But you didn't see that. That's just the report from the neighbor.
Well, also from him. He told me today that the trapper had come out. Yeah.
And I believe, Kathy, you have the trapper's contact information and license number, so we could go back to that person and check what the status is of the removal at this point, too.
Yes, I want to make sure that the license is valid, because I put a call into DEEP as well, but Darcy Winther, who I work with in inland wetlands, unfortunately, she's an army of one. She was out of the office. So I want to speak with her about it as well.
Not that surprising. We're seeing a number of these every year now.
Yeah.
Okay. Any discussion on the commission on that open violation now?
What I did do, though, when I contacted the water leveling system people, there's a Beaver Institute, and there's another group that I heard about. And actually two people contacted me right away. And there's a woman in Chester, and she said that there is grant money available for these systems, and they're very effective. So I did pass that information along to him, the property owner and the worker on the property, and I highly encourage them to contact them. So I'm hoping they will, but I told them I wanted them to get back to me. I think I gave them 7 days to discuss this in further detail.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Kathy.
You're welcome.
So I'll read the second one that we've got to add to our agenda. So I move to add to the agenda request for a release of bond for IWC 21-009R 8 Pleasant Hill Road, or Hill Lane. Mary Johnson and Richard DePonte were the owners. It's for a release of $4,000 soil and erosion control bond. So if we could get a motion to add this to the agenda.
I'll move
Make a
that
motion
we,
back to the agenda.
Okay, I'll take Eddie's motion to add. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
it.
I'll second it.
Everybody seconds it.
Right.
Choose who you want, Jerry. Any discussion? Okay, all those voting in favor say aye.
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 Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay, so this is a request for $4,000 release. I guess, Kathy, did you do a final inspection on this property
Yes.
yet?
I did, and I sent out photos, and I met with the property owner twice, and I walked the perimeter of the property with him.
Okay, and do you recommend release of that bond?
Yes.
Any questions from the commission? Okay, I'll take a motion to release the $4,000 bond for 8 Pleasant Hill
I'll
Lane.
make that motion, Bert.
Okay.
I'll second it, Bert. Yeah, the Alberto.
Okay,
Second.
second. Any
Is that in
discussion?
accordance with it? Is that in accordance with the November 17th recommendation of W.O. King? Yes.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
tonight's recommendation. Yeah, doesn't matter. Right, all those voting in favor say aye.
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 Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay. Bond has been released. Guess we're up to item agenda number 8, proposed amendments to the bylaws. Yes, Kathy, could you give me control? I can share my screen.
Excuse me, Scott, before you, I have a quick question. I apologize. I did not get an email to me today. I eventually went through a process and found this agenda and logged on. Can you tell me, since I apologize for being late, whether or not item number 5, Baxter Road, was discussed?
So what happened is they've decided not to go through with the application. I had talked to Mr. Mandel, and he said that they decided they were not going to cover the wood chips, and he told me in a conversation that they were going to be removing them. So at this point, they're not going to go forward with the application, but the violation is staying open pending discussion with them. And I had talked with Stanley Gormley and Eugene McGillis from Deep, so I have to circle back with them with Mr. Mandel's suggestions of what he's going to do, and then it'll probably come before you all, because it's going to be an application if they do remove them to do work within 100 feet of the wetlands.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you for sharing that information, and thank you for sending that the copy of that earlier. I just didn't get. Sherry usually gives me like I usually get an announcement.
We didn't get one this week.
Sherry
I'm not
didn't
sure
send
why.
the agenda for some reason. Sherry.
Yeah, I'll have to check into that, what happened, because I sent it out about a week ahead.
No worries. It's all good. I just wanted to catch up to where we are. So thank you. My apologies.
So Sherry, normally I can make people presenters, but for some reason you're kind of the sole organizer tonight, because I'm trying to do it. So you would have to just go to Scott's box, and then in the right-hand corner, there's 3 dots, and you can press on those and become the presenter. They're right at the top in the right corner. Yep, you got it.
Yep. So I figured, can everyone see my screen?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Let me turn off my video.
It says you're the presenter.
You see it yet?
No.
Oh.
It's black. Kathy or Sherry, would you try one more time?
You might have to do it again, Sherry, over those 3 dots on the right top corner of
It
Scott's
says you're the
box.
presenter, Scott. That's kind of odd. I don't know.
Yeah, it does say that.
Oh, and
Usually that. Oh, we got it
There you
now.
go.
There it is.
Oh, went away.
Oh, yeah.
that went away.
You were sheriff for a moment.
Huh.
Now it's just
I
black.
guess, Yeah. Kathy, can I quick email it to you and see if you can share it? I think my Wi-Fi might
Sure,
be
I can try.
not strong enough. Send it real
Actually,
quick.
do you want to send it to Sherry? Because Sherry's presenter and organizer.
Ooh,
Otherwise, 'cause
I,
normally I am too.
can't pick. I'll lose this if I go.
Oh, all right. Then just send it to
another
me.
screen.
All right, give me 1 second. I figured we could just walk through the changes of the bylaws.
Oh,
We're back.
yeah.
Pretty simple.
Oh, now you're gone.
Yeah, I don't know why. I got an error message coming up saying I have like low connection.
Huh.
I think
Oh, geez.
my family's streaming upstairs.
Oh, no.
Okay, here, I'm going to send it to you, Kathy.
You don't have enough bandwidth.
Nope, I'm running late. All right, I sent that to you, Kathy, whenever you get that.
Okay.
So these are just the amendments to our bylaws. They're pretty simple. The only things that we're changing, and this is what Sherry had caught when I guess she was just doing a review of our bylaws, that it still points to the Board of Selectmen for a bunch of approvals. So approving our bylaws, and more importantly, like nominating student members to our council. So all these changes are just changing it where it says for selectmen, it just crosses out and says town council. Very easy changes, but something that we should do just to keep it up to date.
Okay. We have a new authentication code system, so I just had to open my email with that before I could get into it. Okay. Sherry, can you make me the presenter?
Okay,
Please?
let's see.
If you do, it's up on my screen now.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me get. Okay.
You have been made the presenter. Okay. There, I hit share. Can everybody see?
No.
There you go.
Yep. We got you.
Okay, great.
So I guess, Kathy, if you wouldn't mind scrolling through everywhere marked where I have track changes on, you could just see what I've changed in the document.
Yep, let me just get back so I can. I'm trying to figure out how to. There we go.
You may have to hit enable editing.
Yeah, I hit that, but the thing is now I'm just trying to get it so I can scroll down. Let me move this over. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can move this.
If you move your cursor to the right side, you should be able to have a bar. There you go.
There we go.
Yes.
That bar
I had
now.
to move some things on my screen. Okay.
Yeah, you click and drag.
Yeah,
All right.
There you go.
So let's see.
bring it over there.
There you go.
I just had to move these boxes out of the way because then I can get the whole thing on my screen better. Let's see, review, tracking, show markup. Okay. All right. I hit show markup, so hopefully it'll just show up here.
It'll show up. Could you make it full screen?
Sure.
There we go.
There you go.
Right there.
So
Okay. I see red there.
yep, it's anywhere where there's red.
I see it at the top of the
actually,
page.
yeah, could you start at the
So you're
beginning?
on page 4, Kathy.
Skip some.
Go back up.
Yeah, you skipped a bunch.
Okay, sorry.
You gotta go
There
to
we
the
go.
end.
So now it says effective
Okay.
January
That's all
3rd,
right.
2023.
Yep, so those are
So
just
that's
the
what
dates
she-
that it would become effective. I assume
Okay.
if we accept these as a commission, do we need to hold a public hearing in January, or can we just accept our own amendments to our bylaws?
No, there's no public, you do not have to do a public hearing for bylaws. It's only for regulations.
Right.
Okay.
I just know
so
that- Did you, I know that Carl Kildoff had said that if we made changes, he wanted us to run them by him before we adopt them. So we just have to
Yep.
make sure we send them to him.
So yeah, so if we're
Oh, there
good
it says-
tonight, these can go to him, and then we can vote next meeting on these.
Okay, so
there's
that
very
changes.
little changes.
That changes the effective date.
Yep.
Yep, that's effective date. This is effective
So-
date.
It's just in the header, somewhere here.
Then down here.
And
Oh,
the
is it this
amended-
sentence here? All qualified student member candidates shall be appointed or reappointed by the town council. I remember Sherry had mentioned we had to change that before. So that,
Yep,
was that
so
a change?
Yeah, actually, can you hit enable editing at the top of your document?
You might need to click on the red bar, one of the red bars on the side, Kathy, and that should open up the actual comment so you can see the text that was replaced.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd
okay,
like to
perfect.
see-
Thank you.
I'd like people to see what I crossed out.
Okay, so Board of Selectmen is town council.
There you go. Yep. So that is appointing a student member. So we should have caught this years ago. Here's another one I found.
Yep.
So it's kind of littered throughout the document. It's anywhere where I found Board of Selectmen, I swapped out town council.
Dates.
Minor changes. And then I believe it's at the end, Carl asked that we add some language.
Oh, final passage by town council.
Yes.
Upon approval of town council.
Yep. So those were both asked to be added by our town manager. So I guess is everyone okay if we pass this along? Minor updates to our bylaws, but would keep us current.
So
Was
it's not
there-
a problem with what you're saying. I just don't understand why town council has to approve our approval. I just don't get it. So. But I'm not going to fight this.
It has something to do with because we are not an elective body. The commission is appointed, not elected.
That makes sense, I guess. I don't know.
No, I know, but that's,
I'll ask for some further clarification about sort of the reasoning behind it, and we can report back on that too.
Thank you so
I
much.
mean, I have no problem asking and getting their approval, but yeah, if there's a question, we can get it answered. But I guess as far as substance, is everyone okay passing this along to the town manager for final approval? And then if he
excuse me,
approves-
Sure.
Scott,
No problem.
wasn't there something about the bonding?
Bonding can't be in our bylaws. It's got to be in our
Oh.
regulations.
Regulations.
So,
Yeah.
Yep, so we'll need to do a regulations revision. And I started looking through that too, and I think there's a couple things we want to change.
What
Also,
figured
before
we'd
we
tackle-
effective date, Scott? It says these bylaws become effective. You got to cross out when you're gonna make that January 1, February 1?
Well, so they become effective by approval of town council.
Okay.
If we could get this on town council's January meeting, I guess the effective date should be written whenever that meeting is.
You could probably edit it tonight and send it off.
When you're
So I
ready
guess-
to make changes to the regulations too, it's wonderful that we have Abby because no one's done a real deep dive and reviewed those in a long time. I know they're modeled on the state, but we had Michael D'Amato do the one change when we about the generators and air conditioner condensers and propane tanks, but there's probably a lot of other things we should just have a good review of.
Yep, I agree. And those are tougher to change. So like we can handle those in 2020.
And I would suggest reaching out. I believe that the department keeps recommendations for updates to regulations. You might want Darcy Winther at Deep. They keep a record of all the things they recommend through the Attorney General's office that local commissions update in their regulations.
Yeah, great idea.
Okay, so if there's no comments on these, I guess, Kathy, could you pass these, or Abby pass these on to the town manager?
Yep, we'll get those to Carl and absolutely, and then we'll also get an explanation of the reasoning for the approval piece, just for everybody's information on policy stuff. But we'll get that moving.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right.
Good job.
Robert,
next on our agenda.
Robert, I know that, oh, I'm sorry, Scott, I didn't mean to interrupt, but Robert, I know you and Larry came into the meeting late. Abby Pearsall is our new town planner, so she's in the meeting tonight. Just so introduce you.
Abby, welcome aboard. So happy to have a planner in town. I think it's fantastic, and welcome to our lovely Wetlands Commission.
Awesome, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Nice to meet you, Abby.
Thanks. Me too.
Okay, and I guess Kathy, if you wouldn't mind, just keep sharing your screen.
Sure. No, absolutely.
We can, under our annual meeting, if you don't mind sharing our calendar, we can walk through our calendar. But before we get to that,
Scott, do you want a motion to accept the changes and move them to town council for approval?
Why don't we do that? Yep.
I'd like to make a motion to accept these changes to the amendments and forward them after we edit it, send it over to town council.
For
Do I have
approval.
a second?
For approval.
I'll second.
Second was Mike.
All right, any discussion? Okay, all those voting in favor say aye.
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 Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay. Agenda number 9, old and new business. So first up, membership. We still have one membership vacancy as an alternate. Otherwise, we have a full commission. On item 2, adoption of our annual report. So you should have seen Sherry sent around a copy of our annual report. I guess, do we need to officially adopt that?
Yes.
So if anyone hasn't had an opportunity, I mean, you can quickly review to Sherry's email for our annual report. Otherwise, we can have discussion on it if there's any questions specifically. Otherwise, I'll take a motion to adopt it.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the report that came out.
Our annual report. Okay.
Annual
Do I have a
report.
second?
I'll second.
Rob seconds. Any discussion on that? Edits, revisions? Oh, pretty
Thank you,
basic.
Chair, for pulling this all together.
Okay. All those voting in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay, motion carries. Item agenda number 10, our annual meeting. So first up, we need to adopt our 2023 meeting calendar. Yes, Kathy, would you mind showing what our proposed calendar looks like?
I'm gonna see if I can grab it. Just so you know, though, too, Sherry and I very carefully went through to make sure there were no Jewish holidays or any other holidays. And I think Sherry had contacted you, Scott, just in case there was anything close to a holiday for the closure. And the only other thing, Sherry, did you and Scott work out the 2 meetings that we were proposing that we had had Thursdays last year that we were not gonna have Thursdays this year?
Scott was going to look into that and decide how we wanted to do that.
I thought we were doing the second Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
You want to make it the second Tuesday? Okay.
Yeah, for those meetings.
I think there's, yeah, I think there's
Do
2
you have
dates.
the calendar?
I'm trying to pull it up. I don't know if I'm linked into my. Does anybody want to send it to me if they have it right now? Just, I don't want to waste time. I'm happy to share on the screen, but everybody got a copy of it, right? A draft?
Yes, we all did.
Okay, good. Yeah, you should have.
I believe it was
I just
2
wanted-
dates that we were going to change.
So just to remind everyone that the reason we wanted to do that is we're open until 7 o'clock on Thursdays. It's our long day. So, you know, selfishly, it's a really long day if we start a meeting at 7 when we don't get out of work till 7. So especially if it became a 10 o'clock meeting, I mean, it'd be probably a 13-hour day for us. So I had asked if we could do them earlier at 5 or so. And it was really difficult for some people to get there that early with their work schedules. So Scott suggested instead of that, we do the second Tuesday on those weeks.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
But I can't seem to find the revised calendar. Does
I
somebody
got
have
it.
the
I'm going to send it over to Kathy, okay?
Yeah, everybody should have gotten an email. And
Kath, I'm sending it over to you and
okay.
and Scott.
And also, just so you know, they're virtual still, so. So Eddie, is this through my work mail?
I believe I just sent it to that.
Okay, because I know you have both of my. Oh, it just came.
Okay.
Okay. Let me pull it up.
We can all see it.
Okay.
Here you go.
Oh, that's planning and zoning calendar.
Zoning though.
That's planning.
that's
Sorry.
the one. Oh, because Eddie gets both.
Let me get the other one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
Well, you all have a copy, right?
Yeah, we should
You
all
said
have.
you all received it, so is that okay, Scott, if everybody has it? Or?
Yeah, I just sent it to you. I just wanted to share screens so that we could see it together because there's 2 dates we need to discuss.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I got it.
I just sent it to you, Kathy.
Find it right now either, so.
Yeah, mine was buried in an email chain. That's why I couldn't find
Okay,
it.
that's maybe why I'm not seeing it.
There you go, Kathy. I just got it to you.
Okay. Just trying to see if it has the attachment.
Oh, did I not get the attachment? If I could share screens tonight, we wouldn't be having these issues.
Yeah, I think this came in with the emails, but does it have the, I don't see the attachment. Yeah, it's not the one with the calendar. It's just a discussion.
Give me, I'll send it
But
to
you
you.
have, just read that right there. You can see it. Hi, Scott. Here's the draft. Oh, there are two dates that you say that we're going to change it.
Yes, so,
Thursday, 2 days to
yep,
change.
so the,
days.
yep, so the first January 2nd, no, January 3rd. So I guess this is what I had a question, Kathy. So our normal meeting is the first Tuesday, which would be January 3rd. The town hall is open, right, on January 3rd?
Yes, it
Yeah, so
is.
we can be
Yeah.
on January 3rd.
Our legal holiday is the Monday after, so yes, we are open that Tuesday.
Okay, so we can meet on January 3rd, right?
January 3rd is okay.
Yes.
Okay. July 4th is a Tuesday and the town hall is closed. So in July, are we okay moving it to the 11th? The next Tuesday after?
Yeah.
Clear.
Yeah, that's fine.
No issues with that? Okay.
These are all at o'clock, right?
I'm sorry?
Are these
7
at
o'clock.
7 o'clock?
Yes.
7 o'clock. I think those are the only two.
Isn't there one around
election.
election day
I thought,
too?
what about November?
Yeah, that's election day. We usually move that one.
November
Not
7th?
this year.
Oh, because we're not meeting in person, it's
No.
virtual, so we don't have to meet. We used to have to move it to accommodate the rooms for the voting machines, but if we're meeting virtually, that won't be a difficulty.
Yeah, I don't, but I don't think, is it this year?
The question is, will you have a quorum?
I think
So
the
I
question is,
usually
should we
vote in the
meeting on
evening.
election day?
Yeah. Do we want to not hold it on election day?
I would prefer not to. I mean, people may have to vote. They may be in line. I mean, there may be other issues. So,
Sure.
I believe, my sense is if there's a conflict on the Tuesday, just move it back a Tuesday and we're better
Yeah.
off. That's my view at least.
Okay. I'd be okay with that. Is everyone okay
think that's
moving it November
good
7th
idea.
to November 14th?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the three dates that we're all moving: January, July, November.
So
Everything
January
else will be. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're
January-
right. January, yes. Correct. So January 3rd. We're only
So
moving two.
we're not moving January, remains as the first Tuesday. The only 2 months now that are being changed are the 4th of July to the following Tuesday, and similarly, election day to the following Tuesday.
You got it.
Okay, that's all good by me.
I'll be on vacation again.
But Eddie, you can call in from wherever you are.
This time I could, yes. It was a glitch.
Okay. I guess
I'll
we don't
make a
need a
motion
motion
that
to
we
adopt
accept
those.
that calendar.
Okay, perfect.
I'll second that.
Ryan seconds. Any discussion on that calendar?
Actually, right, yes, okay, nothing.
All right. All those voting in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed or abstain? Okay, good. Adopted next year's calendar. We need to elect officers. So we need a chairman, vice chairman, and secretary for next year. Does anyone want to do this? I will gladly give it up and just become a regular member.
I'd like to nominate Scott Harley as chairman.
Yeah.
I second that.
Do we need to like officially open up nominations, Sherry? Like, how does this work?
You should just open the nomination. You open the nominations for chairman.
Okay. Do I need to like repeat it 3 times? I kind of remember having to do something silly like that.
That's on when we're doing motions on an application. You'll ask 3
Yeah, you don't
times
do that.
if there's are further nominations.
Yeah, I have to do that, right?
Right.
Yeah. Who was
Okay.
the second to Scott's to Eddie's nomination?
Me.
I was.
Me, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any other nominations for chairman? Is there any other nominations? Are you sure there's no other nominations?
You got it. It's all yours, brother.
All right. We can close nominations. I guess we can vote.
Motion to
We need to vote.
close.
Yep.
Motion
Can
to
I get a
close.
motion?
Second.
second was,
I'm sorry, I'd say to both. I'll make the motion to close.
I'll
who
second it.
moved to close?
Thank you. LaFrance
All-
moved to close.
All in favor?
LaFrance moved.
All
Okay, in
favor
a second.
Scott Harley,
I'm
chairman.
hearing multiple people talking,
Sorry.
voices.
LaFrance
the
moved to
second?
close. Florio second.
Gloria, okay.
All those
We
voting
need
in
a
favor
vote.
say aye.
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 Anyone oppose or abstain? I'll abstain for voting for myself out of principle. All right, I'll open nominations for vice chair.
I'd like to make a nomination for Lawrence Edwards for vice chair.
Okay, wait a minute.
Larry would need to be a full seated member, would he
He
not?
is a full seated member.
Lawrence
He's
is?
not?
I'm
No,
not.
he's not.
No, he's an alternate. Remember, we appointed, Tanya took,
Oh, that's right.
Tanya is our full seat, and Ryan is our full seat. Ryan just took for Mary Jo.
Mary Jo.
And then Ryan, all right, I'd like to make a motion for Ryan Tardisol to be vice chair.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any other nominations for vice chair? Any other nominations? Going one, going twice. Any other nominations? Okay, can I have a motion to close nominations?
Make a motion to close.
Eddie moved. Second is
Bert,
Bert.
Bert seconds. Okay, any discussion? All right, those voting in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose or abstain?
I also will abstain.
This is just on the
Way I like
motion to
it,
close
you
the
guys.
nomination.
Oh,
Okay, Ryan, abstain.
Yep.
Are you
And
abstaining?
then we just need a motion to approve, I guess, a motion to vote approve for Ryan.
Actually, we
Are you
don't because there's only one candidate. So,
Okay, yeah, so it does it automatically.
Yep.
All right. Appointed this year. Like it.
Mm.
All right, and then we need a treasurer, so I'll open, or a
no,
secretary.
secretary.
So I'll open
I'd
up
like to
nominations for secretary.
I'd like to nominate Tanya for secretary.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second
I'll
it.
second that.
Florio or LaFrance, either or. All right, any other nominations for secretary?
I'd like to move close the nominations, close the nominations.
Do I have a second?
Second.
A second.
Florio, LaFrance moves. All right, voting to close. All in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone oppose or abstain? Okay, since only one was nominated, Tanya.
Thank you, Tanya.
So thank you, guys. I'll lead you for another year, but at some point, I need somebody else to do this. We already looked at our annual bylaws. I don't think we need to do that. And appoint committees. I don't see the need for a committee at this time, so we could skip that. Additions to next month's agenda. Does anyone need anything added?
I guess
Nope.
this will be standard from our wetlands officers report, but I do hope that we have monthly reports on the status of the what do you call it, the wood chip issue.
Yeah, I send those as they come, Robert. So when I have a
Nope,
meeting or
okay.
inspection, yeah, I'll send it to you all. Hopefully I'll have a lot to report next month on that.
Great. Thank you for your continued hard work on that.
You're welcome.
Okay. And then, actually, would you mind? I guess maybe we need to vote on it. I'd like to add something to next month's agenda, and it's more so. You know, okay. You can call it discussion on process for accepting new applications. So since we're going to be 100% virtual, I kind of came up with an idea of how I'd like us to handle accepting new applications. and kind of more so streamline a process for presenting those at our meeting.
Oh, great.
So I don't want to bother everyone tonight on a Christmas meeting, so we could do it just first of the year. It looks like our agenda is going to be pretty light.
Scott, before you do that, would you like to meet with Abby and I to talk about it?
Sure. Yep. I can send it to you. I didn't want to bombard you because I'm giving you
Nope.
some duties.
Send it all. We're here to help. So whatever we can do is good.
Yep. I was just looking for ways to really streamline how we do it. Try to more so minimize the amount of applications that we take in that are materially incomplete. And then, really kind of decide whether the site plan meets our requirements prior to us accepting the application.
Scott, I think that is so critically important that these applications, that when we get them in and we're making the amendment to the agenda, that they be full and complete, that we have some review of whether they are full and complete. So I applaud you for that effort.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank
it
you.
certainly seems like that's our biggest holdup to having a smooth meeting is that exactly that we've got incomplete. It's awesome.
Yep. So I came up with some recommendations. I'll share them with Abby and Kathy, and then maybe we can just discuss in January. But I think more so it's to just kind of streamline us, make sure they're not accepting something that we then change our mind. And now the application is wasting days, and there's only so many days to act on it. So just some recommendations that I have.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Kathy, maybe you and Abby tomorrow morning, I'll bring you over to that site. The people are very anxious to have you over there.
So I can go on Thursday. I will tell everybody where I'm going tomorrow. I just received my official certification as a zoning enforcement officer for the state. So I'm going to a meeting tomorrow for the annual meeting of Casio, and I'll be getting my certificate. So I'll be in the office on Thursday.
So I'll call those people and tell them that we could be there. What's a good time to be there for Abby and you?
We have to check our schedules. I know Abby has some appointments.
It's
So
I would think so on Thursday, my window would be like 10:30 to noon. I think Kathy, the department head meetings on Thursday morning, first thing.
Yes.
Yep. And then right now for me, at least Friday morning is open too. So we can schedule, if you want to call in the office, we can schedule.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow, Kathy. You just tell me your schedule and I'll make sure that they're available.
Yeah. So like I said, I won't be in tomorrow, but either, if you call Abby or Christy or Sherry, that, my schedule, they can put in anything.
Okay.
So but I'm happy to go out. I know you mentioned it was a wetlands violation
they filled in the whole wetlands.
You wanted to show me. So, okay. Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, you will.
Okay.
That's code,
we
was it?
take down the shared screen so we could see?
Yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Oh, sure.
Nope. How did I do that before?
Is that better?
No.
No.
No. Let's see.
Right.
Sherry, are you going to make yourself presenter?
Well, I'm trying to. It doesn't want to do it. Oh, I changed it to you as the presenter.
Oh, all right. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's not, I'm trying to, I just said stop sharing my webcam, so that's not working. It's not allowing me to make you presenter. But
can you just stop sharing your screen? Is that an option you have?
Yeah, I just turned it off to stop sharing my webcam.
Not your webcam, but your actual screen.
The only thing it gives me is share my webcam, mute, or edit my name.
I think when we leave the meeting, it'll go away.
Okay.
So, how about if can you minimize it?
What's that?
Can you minimize it, Kathy, and make it smaller?
I'll just go to
Yeah,
your desktop.
I
You
just
want to make
minimized
everybody
everything.
big, and you guys can individually do it also if you want. If you want to like see everybody's faces, if that's the point here.
Well, we're almost done anyway, right?
Yeah.
In fact, to
Yep,
that end,
so-
can I make a motion to adjourn? Are we there yet, Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman?
Yep, I just have to get through chair's comments, so I have no comments.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead of you there. My apologies.
Nope, I just needed to get to that agenda item, but we're good. So I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
He beat me. I'll second.
Rob seconds. Any discussion? All right, those voting in favor say aye.
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 All right,
Good.
thank you, everybody. Happy holidays.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
Happy holidays,
Welcome aboard,
everybody.
Abby. Thanks, everyone.
Everyone.